Hello, welcome to your 21st video on beginning HTML. Today, we will be looking at other new tags that was introduced in HTML5. Before in HTML4 and 3 and the previous HTML, the container tags we call them container tags because they are used to hold other tags. It's just this div tag here. Now, the reason why there is an issue with this div tag is when you create an article, you're using a div tag. Now, search engine makes it much more difficult for a search engine to know which site is an article site and which site, for example, is a social media site. So what happens is when HTML5 was introduced, they introduced some new container tags. The first one that was introduced was the header tag, which was used to indicate the head section of a web page. For example, which always contain your navigation links of your web page. So this is always used to indicate to the browser, this is the head section of the page I'm creating, the web page you are on currently. Then sections are used to break a web page into sections. For example, you may have a section whereby you have an image, then another section that talks about another thing on the web page. So sections were introduced to indicate the section of a web page. Then also a footer was introduced to indicate the last section of the web. This is the final section of this web page. Anything after this will be difficult for the browser to understand. Then aside section was also introduced. This aside section is used to indicate that this is a part of the web page but not important. For example, on Facebook, you have your main page, your main web page where you see your news feed. Then by your right hand side, you see a small section whereby you see people online, you see the current game you've played. That side you can see people online is created using an aside section. It's part of the web page, but not that important, unlike the main web page. Then an article container was also introduced, an article tag, sorry, was introduced. This is used when you are creating an article, which makes it much more easier for search engine to differentiate an article website from other websites. There are also other new tags being introduced, which I won't be able to cover up in this section. I want you to take your time, take a research, and also know the other tags that were introduced in HTML5. Thank you. I'll see you in the next